Practice Test 2. Talk and Announcement. 1. Listen to a librarian speaking to a group of students.
Today, I will tell you how to check out books and materials. First, don't forget to show your student ID card to the librarian. Once you have done that, the librarian will ask you the name of the book or materials that you want to borrow and then lend you the book. And it is very important that you should clearly remember the deadline of the book so that you will be able to check out other materials easily next time.
What is the librarian explaining to the students?
2. Listen to a writing teacher talking to a class.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have read all the essays you wrote yesterday, and I found there was a big problem in most of your writings. Well, when you write an essay or a composition, please never forget to write the topic sentence or state the purpose at the very beginning. It is critical for readers to know the purpose or the main idea of a passage.
What is probably true about the problem in the essay? 3. Listen to an announcement from the principal of the school.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to inform you of an important notice. The school has decided to stop the free bus service for you, as today few students take the buses, which is expensive to operate for the school. Also, the buses might be too early for some of our students. However, the money saved by eliminating the bus service will be used to build a gym for the school.
Which of the following might be the reason for the school to stop the bus service?
4. Listen to an art teacher talking to a class.
Well, I'm very happy to see that all of you have done an excellent job in your paintings. And there is one work that I would like to recommend you to appreciate, which is the best work of our class. So, let's see the painting on the screen. Obviously, this painting doesn't contain too many color elements. But why is it still the best work? So, this is all about the color tone, which is a little bit different from the color itself.
What is true about the best painting in the class?
5. Listen to an announcement from the principal of the school.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention, please. We have decided to set up an internet question website, which will provide answers to lots of simple health questions for you, as the school health center has become overcrowded recently. And since many simple health problems can be solved successfully through the website, all of you will soon find out that you don't have to wait in long lines like before.
What is the purpose of the announcement? 6. Listen to a psychology teacher talking to a class about social roles.
Okay, class. As we know, people play many different roles all through their lives, such as sons, husbands, and fathers. However, sometimes people may want to adapt to new social roles rather than to keep the roles they are currently playing, and this is just called role distancing, which is a psychological term. Well, maybe it is a little bit difficult for you to understand, so let me give you an example.
What will the teacher probably do next?
7. Listen to an announcement by a music teacher.
The school's Glee Club needs new members. The first meeting will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the Art Center. Anyone who is interested in singing please stop by then. No matter you are an experienced singer or somebody who is just a fan of music, there is a place for you in the club.
What is the purpose of the announcement? 8. Listen to a notice from the principal of the school.
Attention, please. The school has decided to put off the student union election. Normally, this election of the student union is held every May. However, the coming election of this year will be held in September instead, because we have noticed that many students are busy with their final exam in May. Therefore, rearranging the election for September could encourage more students to vote.
Why is the principal talking to the students?
9. Listen to a teacher talking to a class.
Okay, as we have discussed, people deal with each other every day. This communication or interaction is at the heart of social life. But do you know there is a principle in this sort of communication? In fact, the principle is that individuals' work is affected by their knowledge that they are visible to others, that the presence of others tends to change the way people do or perform an activity. Well, I know it is not easy for you to understand. Okay, now let's see the picture here.
What will the students probably do next?
10. Listen to an announcement from the principal of the school.
The library is going to make a few changes based on students' feedback. Firstly, the old dirty carpet inside the library will be replaced by wooden floors. This is because wooden floors are relatively easy to clean compared with carpets. Secondly, a few artworks and paintings will be added to the entrance of the library as part of the improved decoration. Thirdly, many other outdated devices will be renewed to meet the students' requirements.
Why is the principal addressing the students? Conversation. 11. Again, questions 11 through 14. Listen to the conversation between two students.
Jim, thank goodness you've arrived. The class presentation started half an hour ago, and I was just beginning to panic.
I am sorry I'm late. This morning has been a real mess. I didn't think I was going to make it here at all.
Why are you late? Our whole presentation depends on these graphs you are holding.
Yes, I know. I'll tell you about it later. First, let's get down to business. Two groups are still ahead of us, aren't they? The presentation on the rights of the consumers and the analysis of the stock market. That means I've got about 20 minutes to prepare.
Yes, you do look cold. What happened?
I've been standing outside in Arctic temperatures for over an hour waiting for a bus.
Over an hour? But I thought your apartment was only a 10-minute bus ride to your campus.
On normal conditions, it is. But the bus was delayed because of the weather, and when I stepped into a drugstore to call home for a ride, the bus went by. As luck would have it, there was no one at home. So I had to wait another 45 minutes for the next bus.
That's Murphy's Law, isn't it? What was it that said, if anything can go wrong, it will? Well, we still have 20 minutes to work this out.
Yeah, we'd better stop talking. People are turning around and looking at us.
Now answer the questions.
11. What is the girl's tone of voice when the boy arrives?
12. What are the students doing when the boy arrives in class?
13. What class are the boy and girl probably taking?
14. What is the season when the conversation takes place? 12. Questions 15 through 18. Listen to a conversation between two friends.
You must be pretty excited about your trip to Europe. When will you leave?
In just 3 weeks, and I am excited. But there are still a few things I need to do before I go.
Like what?
Like renewing my passport, going to the travel agency to buy my plane ticket with my parents, and figuring out what to do with my dormitory while I'm gone.
You are not going to give it up, are you?
No way. I'll never find another dorm like this one. But I don't like the idea of paying 3 months' rent on an empty room, either.
I don't blame you. Perhaps you could rent it to someone else.
Yes, but to who?
Let me think. Oh, I know a person. A friend of mine, Jim Thomas, is coming here to do some research this summer from June to August.
That's exactly when I'll be away. It sounds ideal, as long as the dorm supervisor agrees.
I'll call Jim late this week anyway, so I'll mention it to him then.
Well, thanks, Bill. Let me know what happens. That extra money will really come in handy.
Now, answer the questions.
15. What does the girl need to do at the travel agency?
16. Why doesn't the girl want to give up her dorm entirely?
17. How long will the girl be in Europe?
18. What will the girl most likely do about her dorm?
13. Questions 19 through 22. Listen to a conversation between two friends.
Lucia, I've been admiring that sculpture you have on your desk. It looks like a polar bear.
That is right. It is a polar bear. It was made out of a soap stone by an Inuit artist from northern Canada. The dark gray stone is easy to carve, and the lines, which look almost white in contrast, can be made with hand tools.
I've seen other Inuit sculptures made from whalebone and wood. You can see by looking at this bear that the style seems quite abstract, and yet there is a realistic impression of the bear's shape and stance.
Yes, Inuit sculptors usually do depict animals in just such a style. Their favorite subjects are the animals of northern Canada and Alaska, like polar bears, seals, and whales. The Inuit people hunt some of these animals for food.
Yes, I know. But the polar bear is their favorite because of its size, strength, and agility.
That's true. They recognize it as one of the most graceful swimmers and fishers of all animals. And most important, the polar bear symbolizes all the skills the Inuit hunters expect of themselves for survival.
Now, answer the questions.
19. According to the conversation, in what part of Canada does the artist live?
20. What kind of art object are the students looking at?
21. How does the boy describe the appearance of the object being discussed?
22. Which animal do the Inuit people admire most? 14. Questions 23 through 26. Listen to a conversation between two students.
I just read a curious fact. Did you know that people who spend less than 10 minutes in a drugstore are 5 times more likely to make a purchase than those who spend half an hour there?
I saw that article too, but I think if someone runs into a drugstore for 10 minutes, it's usually to make a specific purchase, and someone who spends more time there may be just looking.
Exactly. Haven't you ever gone into a store thinking that you'd buy something and then talked yourself out of it?
Yes, I have, especially when I thought I could get it for less money elsewhere, or I really didn't need it after all.
Exactly. But if you run in to buy something specific and have very little time, you pick it up, pay for it immediately, and then leave.
That's true. Maybe we should learn a lesson from that. Take your time and you'll spend less money.
I doubt if that would be true in all stores. In a department store, for instance, you may see a sweater or something you never intended to buy and buy it because you have time to look around.
Now, answer the questions.
23. What caused the conversation?
24. What is the main topic of the conversation?
25. What fact have the boy and girl learned about the drugstores?
26. What does the boy say about people who shop quickly?
Academic talk and discussion. 15. Questions 27 through 30. Listen to a teacher talking about how to raise dogs.
Maybe you have decided to raise a dog. Keep in mind that a dog is a living creature that will become attached to your home. With good care, a dog is a friend that will live with you for many years. Here are some suggestions on how to take care of dogs. Regular feedings are a very important part of taking good care of a dog. How much and how often a dog should eat are determined by the dog's age, size, health, and also activity level. There are a variety of high-quality commercial dog foods on the market. These prepared dog foods are intended to provide a dog with a balanced diet. They contain all the necessary nutrients a dog needs. What kind of home you need to prepare for your dog will depend on what kind of dog it is. Some dogs will spend most of their time outdoors. They will need to have some sort of doghouse that will keep them warm and dry. Dogs also need exercise. To exercise and play is an important part of a dog's development. Most dogs need to be walked daily for exercise. However, the pet owner must be careful to match the amount of exercise to the age and ability of the dog. Through play, dogs become outgoing pets that are friendly in their interactions with people and other animals. Play not only helps develop a dog's personality, it can also help develop his working skills.
Now, answer the questions.
27. What does the speaker mainly talk about?
28. What's important for taking good care of a dog?
29. What does the speaker imply about the house for the outdoor preferred dogs?
30. Why is play very important for a dog's development?
16. Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a teacher talking in a social studies class.
Last class, we talked about different diet cultures all over the world. Today, I will tell you something about the different table manners in different places around the world. Do you know how to behave at a table? and how to use the forks and knives in a formal Western meal? When having a meal, a European usually holds the knife in the right hand and the fork in the left. He uses the knife and fork with both hands and keeps them in his hands until he finishes eating. But an American, on the other hand, may use just one hand whenever possible and keep the other hand on his lap. He uses the fork in his right hand to pick up fried potatoes. When he has to cut his meat, he changes his fork to the left hand and cuts it. Then he puts down the knife and changes his fork to his right hand to pick up the sliced meat. Then perhaps he will suddenly think of his coffee or orange juice, so he has to put down his fork in order to drink his coffee or orange juice. As you can see, an American is busy at the dinner table. By the way, Europeans usually have their coffee after meals, but most Americans prefer to have coffee during the meal. If you are present at a formal dinner, you might be confused to find many forks, knives, and spoons put before you. You might be lost as to what to do with them. Don't worry. The rule is simple. You just use them in the order in which they lie, beginning from outside towards the plate. Well, compared to the Western countries, in the East, especially in China, people use a pair of chopsticks to pick food when having a meal. Children learn to use chopsticks from a very young age, and there are strict rules at a dinner table, such as you cannot point at someone with chopsticks or stand the chopsticks on end in a bowl of rice.
Now, answer the questions.
31. What is the purpose of the talk?
32. What does the speaker imply when he mentions a European?
33. What's the most obvious difference between a European and an American in using a fork and knife?
34. Which of the following is not true?
17. Questions 35 through 38. Listen to part of a discussion between a zookeeper and a student on a field trip.
Okay, everyone. Now that we've done with lunch, we will carry on our tour. If you follow me, the next exhibit you are going to see is the spider area.
Spiders? I'm really afraid of them. I've heard that the poison of a spider can kill a person in a very short time.
You should not fear spiders because of their poison. Of all the spiders in North America, only one kind is very dangerous, and most would not bite even if they were handled. They may prefer to run away or drop to the ground. Even so, when a spider runs directly toward a person, it gives the impression that it is about to attack. Actually, it cannot see the person in its way. The spider is too short-sighted to see things at a distance. It only wants to go where it won't be disturbed.
That's a relief. But what about the very dangerous poisonous spider I've heard of?
In the United States, one kind of spider is responsible for the frightening reputation of the rest. It is the black widow. It is called so because the female, which is larger than the male, often eats her husband after mating.
Wow, that does sound scary. Where do we usually find the black widow in America?
The black widow is found in all states, but is most common in the South and West. She constructs a loose, irregular web under a pile of rowans or near foundation of buildings where she is seldom disturbed. She is not an attacking spider, and many people have proved this by letting her crawl over their hands. When she bites, it is usually in self-defense. In spite of the stories you may have heard, it is rare for a person to be bitten by a black widow, and even more unusual for the bite to prove fatal. But remember that her poison is powerful, and even though she is shy, she should be respected.
Well, I'd better look out for myself before we get to the next area.
Now, answer the questions.
35. What did the students do before getting to the spider area?
36. How does the girl feel when she says, "I've heard that the poison of a spider can kill a person in a very short time"?
37. What does the zookeeper suggest about spiders' sight?
38. What does the zookeeper imply about the death due to the spider's bite? 18. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a teacher talking to a class of students.
In American schools, there is a special day called Homecoming Day. Many high schools and colleges with a football team have a homecoming game. This can be the most important thing of the year, except graduation or commencement day. Homecoming is such a great time. There are marching bands, dances, competitions, floats, football, and parties. Students plan Homecoming Day for many weeks before the day. Homecoming Day is a celebration of youth and its energies, which fosters cooperation and teaches important lessons about coming together to achieve a goal. Choosing the right homecoming themes is a big decision every year. A poorly chosen theme will fail to create the kind of excitement that homecoming should offer. The right theme can result in financial benefits to the school also. There are many themes that have been used in so many effective ways, so don't hesitate to think outside the box. Several days before homecoming, students start to decorate the school. There are signs and banners to wish luck to the team, and many other signs to welcome the students. Many people still come to homecoming 20 or 30 years after they leave school. During the day, people like to look for teachers that they remember from long ago. Often they see old friends, and they talk together about those happy and sweet years in school. Everyone soon comes to watch the football game. When the game is half over, the band comes onto the field and plays school songs. Another important moment is when the homecoming queen or king appears. All those students vote a most popular student as homecoming queen or king. It is a great honor to be chosen. Homecoming is a day full of happiness, but it is not perfect unless the football team wins the game. Even if the team loses, the students still enjoy homecoming. Some stay at the school to dance, and others go to a party. For everyone, it is a day worth remembering.
Now, answer the questions.
39. What is the main topic of the talk?
40. What does the speaker imply about the theme of Homecoming Day?
41. Which of the following is not the activity during a homecoming day?
42. What does the speaker suggest about a perfect homecoming day?